And when I got older, the fears and anxieties, they would just come out in different ways. I would have a fear of going places, and I was scared to interact with people, and I was afraid to be alone in my own room. And because of this fear and anxiety, all the simple things lost enjoyment. I didn't want to hang out with my friends and my family anymore, and my feelings of anxiety they held me captive. And I became even more isolated, and I wouldn't even come out of my room. I couldn't even be left home alone because I would go into a panic and I'd start freaking out because I was scared of being left alone. I was afraid of being abandoned, and I didn't want to be left behind. And I wasn't just afraid of being abandoned by my family or my friends. I was afraid of being abandoned by God. And for a time, I thought he did. And I never understood why he would let me struggle with the feelings of anxiety. I would have nights where I would cry out to God, why? Why would you let me go through this? Why aren't you taking it away? How could you let me struggle in this way? Why aren't you saving me? And I never understood the answer. And so I would beg him to take these feelings of anxiety away. And I felt like he never responded, and I felt so alone. And I felt like it was this big battle, and it was a one-person army against this big giant, and I was always losing. And I thought people didn't care about me, and they didn't understand what I was going through. But this changed. My mindset changed. I didn't want anyone's help anymore. I was going to do it alone. I was going to prove I was strong enough to do it alone, because it was my fight to fight. It was going to be my battle to face. But that didn't work, because I wasn't strong enough to do it alone. No one is. And no determination and no strong will was ever going to change that. And so one night, I was done feeling alone, and I was done with the feelings of anxiety and all this loneliness. So I got on my knees, and I just cried out to God, and I poured my heart out to him. I was so done with my situation. So I said, God, please just take this away. Please do it for me. Just take it. I can't do it anymore. I need you to help me. I just can't do it. And in that moment of surrender, something changed. The feelings I had felt, they slowly started to drift away. And it felt like a 10-pound weight was being lifted off my shoulders. And I could feel God's presence. And it was like a hug of this overwhelming love for me. And I realized God never left me. He didn't stop caring about me. He's always cared. And he understands. He never left me behind. And after I felt this relief, I just went face first on the ground, and I worshiped God, and I praised him for what he had done for me. And I gave him thanks because he rescued me. And just because it's not as bad as it used to be, I don't feel as anxious, doesn't mean I never struggle. I still feel anxious at times, but I know now that I can go to God, and he will save me from that again and again, over and over, as long as I need it. And I know he has a plan for me, and I know he's had one my whole life, even while I was struggling. And I've been actively trying to help people see his love and follow God, because God never abandons you. He loves you, and he always chases after you.